Hello guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Jim Montgomery and him reportedly being the next Dallas Stars head coach. Now, it is pretty much confirmed. When I say it's reported by like 1,000 people. It's pretty much confirmed at this point that it's going to happen. A lot of people are reporting that's going to happen on Friday, that they're going to announce it, and of course it seems likely. Elliot Freeman reported it. There's so many credible guys that have reported it that it pretty much is 100% at this point. So it'd be pretty ridiculous if he didn't end up getting hired. Just so you know, it's pretty much confirmed at this point. Now, let's focus on the man of the hour, Jim Montgomery, former Dallas Stars alumni. Of course, he's a youthful coach coaching in the NCAA for a long time and the USCHL for a couple of years, and he trusts the process, is what I've heard, and that's pretty interesting. When I say he's former Dallas Star alumni, he played 9 games at Dallas, so whether you count that or not is really up to you. But let's go back to when his career started in the UCHL in 2010-2011 with the Budique Fighting Saints. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm pretty sure I'm not, but anyways, he won the Clark Cup that season with that team. So he had some accolades with the one season that it was in the UCHL, and he was coaching pretty well. Now, there was quite a few great players to come from that team too. From that 2010-11 team, you have guys like Johnny Gaudreau, who I guess he had somewhat of a part in developing him. He was in the 4th round, of course, drafted, so a lot of it is with the Calgary Flames on their part, but he had to have something with it. Jim Montgomery had to have at least a little bit of an influence on him, right? Then you go to Zemeckis Versions, who, say what you want, he was a first round pick, and of course had that potential somewhat. He hasn't really fully realized it in the NHL, but he has still that first round experience, and of course he's been there. You got other guys on that team like Joakim Ryan, who's on the San Jose Sharks. Played about 60 games with them this season and is pretty decent defenseman there. And then the last one, he only played a couple of games with the team, but Will Butcher was a former guy on that team. He must have been really young because, of course, he's a pretty young defenseman, like 24 or something. But Will Butcher, a former guy on that team, even though he played only a few games, still is worth noting. Then after that season, he began a 4-year stint with the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Let me know if I get that right, but he had a 4-year career there. Not too much to go on there. Unfortunately, only an assistant there. But then he gets signed by the University of Denver, and of course he had a 5-year career there. Of course, him being with the Pioneers of the University of Denver, he led them to their first NCAA tournament berth in 2016. They went to the Frozen Four too. And in his 4th year with the Pioneers, he led them to the national championship game, which for Denver hasn't really had that great of a history, at least with the NCAA, and having hit Montgomery there has done a lot with the team, and he's gotten pretty far with them. And in that same 16-17 season, he was named the Spencer Penrose National Coach of the Year, so basically the best coach of that season, which of course is more awards for him. And he's been doing very well wherever he's coached in the UCHL. He's done great with that team in that 1 year that he was there, but with Denver, he's done fantastic and led them to team records, and he's done very well wherever he's coached. So if you can keep doing that with the Dallas Stars, I'm all for it. But the most notable players that he's coached in that stint with Denver is Will Butcher, again playing with the NCAA. He was with the UCHL team and then back with the University of Denver. Then you got Danton Heinen, who was in the latter years of where he coached, but still he had some role in developing him. And of course, he's been great for Boston. He's going to be great at a Calder, not finalist, but he's up there and he was competitive for it. Then you got guys like Dylan Gambrell, who on San Jose Sharks played a couple of games with them and is looking pretty decent. I think he was like a 5th round pick or something. Then you go to Troy Terry on the Anaheim Ducks, who has 2 games played, but he still has some potential. Playing with Anaheim, you got a couple players there who have played NHL games. And then you keep going. Henrik Borgstrom for Florida, 23rd overall in 2016. Played a few games with them, had a goal, I think, in the last game against Boston. He played very well when he was up there, but he has potential. Again, drafted last season, or a couple seasons ago in the draft, 23rd overall. Of course, he has potential too. And then last, Ian Mitchell, who was drafted 57th overall in 2017 for the Chicago Blackhawks. He's a defenseman. And of course, he has NHL potential too, drafting in the 2nd round. So he's coached a lot of guys that have played in the NHL and some guys that still have great NHL potential. And he's coached guys that in the NCAA have had good NHL careers already, and some guys with some great NHL potential. And that's mainly why I'm excited. He's already shown that he can develop, or at least help develop, guys that have great NHL potential, have played well in the NHL. Will Butcher, Johnny Gaudreau, some experiences is kind of but they have some great NHL careers that he's coached with, and he's had some great guys. He's had some great guys for his system, and he's played well and helped develop them. And that's one of the main reasons I'm excited for him, because if he comes here and develops the guys that need to get that boost development-wise, it could really help the team overall, depth-wise, and guys up front. I feel like it could really, really help the team, and it's pretty much what we need. You've seen guys that will come through the system that needed to play a lot better. The youngins that play a lot better. We need guys that are at least on the coaching side that will help develop those guys. I feel like Dickinson could have a much better year if he plays on the NHL roster. Graviteh, if he plays, will have a much better year. If Rupines plays, he'll have a good year. Miro Heiskanen, of course, plays. He'll have a great year with him. I feel like this guy is the perfect guy to mentor those young guys. And, of course, he's had experience, a lot of experience in the NCAA, a place where most young guys play through, American guys. And it's just exciting to see that he could develop a lot of these guys further into great NHL players. And I'd say that's his biggest strength, the youthful side, the development side. I think that could be really, really good for the Dallas Stars. Really something that we've been missing for quite a while. A guy that could really, really help the youth. Somebody that could really mentor them and really develop them right. That's something that we haven't really had for a while, is a guy that can develop the young guys right. And yes, the highest level he's been in is the NCAA, but a lot of these coaches that you've seen come in for the NHL don't really have too much NHL experience coaching-wise, and that hasn't really stopped them, has it? I don't think that it's going to be too much of a barrier for Jim Montgomery. It's going to take some getting used to, of course, but I don't think it's going to be as big as a barrier or a hurdle as people might make it out to be. And he's coming into a solid team. A lot of coaches would die to coach a team like this and to have the opportunity like this. They like Jim Montgomery will use it very well, and it'll be a coach that we really quite need. Even though the coaching carousel has been there for the last couple of years with Dallas Stars, I think that this guy could really settle in and start a new era for the Dallas Stars. Hopefully, a good new era. And again, as I said before, guys like Dickinson could really use that. Guys like Ellie could really use a guy that could coach them right. I think that Montgomery is really the perfect fit. He could be at least a good fit, but I feel like he could be a perfect fit for the Dallas Stars. And you go on the other side. How will he actually coach a team besides the youth? How will he coach them as a whole? I feel like he's going to be more of a guy that will prioritize offense. Of course, Denver was great in those years, and they had lots of good offensive guys coming through that system, so I feel like he could prioritize that, but he's really wide open. He's more of a two-way guy that can do both, so I feel like he's versatile, and it could work very well. But I feel like this will work out very well for the Dallas Stars. It's something that we've kind of needed for a while, and I feel like it's a good fit, and it could be a perfect fit. And I think Montgomery is ready for this opportunity, and I think the team as a whole is ready to finally take that next step into the playoffs once again. But as the rumors started swirling around him, I started to look him up and started to be impressed with him. He started to be more on the topper tier of what I wanted for a Stars coach. Guys like Sheldon Keefe were up there. I really want Sheldon Keefe, but Montgomery, of course, is a good option there and is a good second guy on my list. I mean, I would have loved Sheldon Keefe, but Montgomery, I think I'll take it definitely. And this signing definitely excites me, and I'm just hoping that it works out, because I feel like it will. I feel like it'll be a great signing. I feel like we could jump back into the playoffs next season. Hopefully, fingers crossed, but I feel like we can take that next big step. But that is going to be it for today, guys. Like and subscribe if you did not ring that bell button. Tell me down below what you think of this signing, what you think that Montgomery might bring to the Dallas Stars. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.